Hi, Sandy.
Hi, it's Dave.
Hi, it's Kirk.
Welcome to the A.D.K channel, and today we're doing an album review for the band Avatar from Sweden and their album Dance Devil Dance, which is out on the 17th, which is probably going to be the day that this review comes out, to be quite honest. Who wants to kick off on this one? I think Kirk, I think you should kind of take us through this one because they're a weird band, aren't they? So let's throw it to you first of all.
Great start, and I think we should address that thing first, shouldn't we? This is a band. You get this, don't you, over a period of 10, even 20 years, where there's certain big name bands that just pass you by. We talk about this quite a lot, and this is certainly one of them, Avatar. So I know that Vale of Maya are supporting them on their current European tour, so that's got to count for something, right?
Right.
This is the first time I've listened to them. Never heard any of the songs before. First thing, yeah, what a strange band. So it's our job to actually dissect this, isn't it? First thing I will say, just from the start of that song, Dance Devil Dance, the title track, there's almost this macabre carnivalesque mood to it. And then it just rips out into this really muscular groove metal, almost like early, Metallica in the early 90s, the black metal era. And the vocals, they're so intense in those first parts that it just shocks you when they go into this pseudo power metal chorus. So the first track, I'm already thinking great production, great energy, high octane. Can they keep this going? They certainly can for the next 3 or 4 songs. That song, Chimp Mosh Pit, you just know that's going to be a rager, don't you? Just by the title.
Yeah.
Strange again, though. It almost sounded like that new metal band Disturbed playing groove metal. And then again, it's like Led Zeppelin are trying to break through at the end. They just can't decide whether they're going to be a drop-tuned alternative metal band, classic rock, and then again, let's not forget, these are really crunchy metal band, aren't they? It's not rock music, this. It's just too aggressive for rock music. Okay. The vocals would, I think Andy said it when we were reviewing a video recently, the vocals would just scare people. If you have a casual interest in guitar music and rock music, this is going to scare the shit out of you, this album. Good sense of humor, though. There are some flaws to it, which I'd be interested to know if you picked up on as well. The lead single, The Dirt I'm Buried In, what is going on there? That, to me, at the beginning, sounds like, who's the band that did Black Betty? That 70s rock band.
Oh,
band?
yeah.
Oh, Black Betty. It's like that crossed with U2, the Joshua Tree. And then it goes into an AOR rock chorus. And I'm hearing that scratching my head, and it leaves me absolutely unprepared for the song that follows it, called Clouds Dipped in Chrome, which is just pure grinding, down-picking thrash metal, isn't it? They're just not using skank beats. It's like almost like Machine Head at the best in the 90s. So to go from that and then have like a Gojira, L'Enfant Sauvage influence on the guitar work, again, absolutely confusing, but I loved how it did follow it. The band that this, to me, reminds me of most is probably White Zombie.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You can see these
trying to get the vibe, yeah.
I don't know if that was intentional, and of course it's not. No artist wants to be plagiarizing other artists, and these certainly don't plagiarize anyone. Definitely hear a Slipknot influence, so I can see why they've toured with Slipknot. Do you not think, can I push this back on YouTube? Do you not think that this album has some similar experimental moments like that Slipknot album from last year?
I know more about Avatar, so I know it's not. But if someone who hasn't listened to Avatar before would think it's experimental, this is just Avatar being Avatar. This is what they do. This is a much darker album than the last one. The last one was much. The last one was a little bit more carnival to more of an extreme. There was a lot more humor in the last one. This was definitely a darker album out of the two, but the all the little bits that are in there, and I think I've written it. I'll come to my stuff properly in a minute. I'll let you finish off, but I've just written this is Avatar, and this is, if you're an Avatar fan, this is what you expected. There isn't anything there that you're not expecting. There's no curveballs. There's no surprises, but there is also very few in the way of disappointments on the album for an Avatar fan.
Yeah,
but I'll let you wrap up what you were saying.
That's what will probably give this a refreshing angle, because Andy's probably like me. I've never listened to this band before. So when you get that song, Got to Wanna Riot, which actually sounds like Quiet Riot, with this really well thought out Beach Boys vocal harmony. So you say that's normal with this band? Because when I heard that, I almost took the headphones out and pressed pause. And was like, Jesus Christ, even Faith No More wouldn't do that. And there's you know, you said that this is darker. The last song with Lizzie Hale, it's going to be one of the anthems of this year. Have you seen the lyric video for that? So that's really talking about Marsha Amini, this Iranian woman who was killed in custody by the security forces or the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. She was arrested for not wearing the Islamic veil, and she died in custody, and that's what sparked all these riots. Look at the lyrics of that, but also it's got a real snarl to it, and you're right, that is a serious song. No humor to that. The lyrics just speak for themselves, really powerful. And again, it's just real balls to the wall metal, isn't it? You just cannot fault a song like that. So because I've not heard them before, to me, I'm just hearing risk taking throughout this album. So I'm going to put it back onto you. Apparently that's not the case. They've got their own sound, and this is a normal album.
Definitely. I mean, the last album, before this was concept driven. So it was a concept from start to finish. It was a great album. It was very carnival late. There was lots of like hurdy-gurdy and pipe organs and all sorts of stuff going on, and real weird animated drum patterns. And it was a great track. And then the first track I'd heard on this, I was like, damn, they've getting a lot more serious now. This feels like they're going into a dark place. And they actually have said that on this album, they knew what they did with the last one. They wanted to tell a story. Now they wanted to delve a lot deeper. They go a lot darker and tell some darker tales. And they are very much the songs that they write are about storytelling. It's about taking you on a journey. And as I'm talking, I'm just going to give you a couple of my highlights of the album. There were 7 out of the 11 tracks on this album that I really, really liked. So there was only 4 weak songs for me that were... And when I say weak, I'm not saying they're bad songs. They didn't catch the groove with me. The weak ones for me were Valley of Disease, didn't really do much for me. Gotta Wanna Riot, again, kind of reminded me that I can't speak. Actually, I can't speak because I actually had a tooth done today, so this is all still numb, this side of my mouth. So if I start dribbling, you know what the reason is. Gotta Wanna Riot actually reminded me a little bit of Maximum the Hormone. There were definite elements of that band in there, and it's kind of wacky, but just, as I wrote, fun track, but just nothing I wasn't expecting, and so a little bit boring after a while. I loved The Dirt I'm Buried In. Thought that was good. Clouds Dipped in Chrome I wasn't a big fan of. Sounded very messy to me. Hazmat Suit, dance floor filler completely. That is something that is going to get, we talked the other week, me and Andy were talking about Static X and the song Cold for the goth metal clubs, and when the song comes on, that's going to get you on the floor. Hazmat Suit is one of those ones. Great elements of punk, groove, hard rock, thrash. It's a song to get the crowd going, and there are certain songs in there that were really much like that. But again, for me, the standout track was Violence No Matter with Lizzie Howell. I thought that was just a great track. The 2 vocal styles just mashed really, really well. I love the singer's vocal styles because he can go from real kind of weird twisted voices into a real nasty snarl, and you can hear like the insanity in his voice a lot of the time when he's doing stuff. So it's quite unique in the way that he approaches singing, and when you watch their music videos and you see their live performances, he is a complete nutcase, and it comes across in the music. So yeah, I really liked the track. But Andy, thoughts?
Yeah, not a band I know, to be honest. You've both mentioned the word experimental and risk taking. You know, they're the phrases you two have used. I mean, I've noted down virtually every genre of metal, plus a couple of others from music. You know, it's such a mixed bag. And you know, that's the theme I think I picked up from the 3 albums that we've reviewed in the last few days. You know, for tonight's session, it's almost like the bands in question are trying a bit of everything to try and widen their appeal, or just experiment themselves as to what they want to go for in the way of sort of musical styles. But yeah, it was surprisingly sort of positive and upbeat album for me. It started off with what I thought was a sort of down-tuned, heavier version of an AC/DC riff, and I thought, well, what are we going to get here? the promo pictures, the guy looks like he's Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
So, and we've got all sorts of things in here. We've got industrial metal. There's a bit of black metal. What one song was very Slipknot, in my opinion. You've talked about the song. It's got the word riot in it. Gotta Wanna Riot. I mean, what's that little chant? Ba 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 ba.
Yeah, that's what reminded me of the Beach Boys, and they've got that.
That's the Beach Boys.
With distorted
the rest
guitar.
of the song was I can't place which one it is, but it reminded me of an Offspring song.
Okay.
They're doing around. Did you pick up on that at all?
No, I didn't pick that one up.
Was it possibly track number 10 is called Train, isn't it? That to me just reminded me of Mr. Bungle, California.
That was weird. That Train was a weird track.
Yeah, I know. I think the
Train
one
I've got down as a country and western almost sort of intro. Then it goes a bit sort of black metal with the riffing and the vocals.
Is that not Hazmat Suit? That's
might
right,
be
it's
Hazmat
like
Suit.
an AC/DC boogie with extreme
Yeah,
metal.
that was that one.
My notes are even more chaotic and unreadable as normal than normal because I was playing this in the van, or the times I've listened to it, I've been in the van. I'm wrongly writing down things in my notepad while I'm at traffic lights.
Of course,
like
you'd of course pulled over and turned the engine off.
Pulled over safely and listened to
Police
the whole
officer.
album all in one session. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, there's so much in there. I've got disco, funk,
Yeah.
bit of new metal, and industrial metal. It's such a mixed bag. I mean, I did take some really good tracks from it. But you said this is their staple kind of output. Sort of
I
stuff.
mean, the things that I have to be honest with Avatar, I pick certain songs to listen to, as you know, not album to album, track to track. And I really like that offbeat, that umpa beat, that pat ba ba, where they start playing on the upbeats and stuff. And this band loves to do that. They love to not just be like downward chugging all the time, downward picking. They like to sort of play with off counter grooves to each other, and it works really, really well. Pipe organs and stuff like that. They kind of put themselves back in that area. And I would recommend outside of the channel to go off and check out some of their earlier stuff, because it was given to me about 3 years ago when someone else. It was actually my nephew. We had a whole series on Dave Does, which was Dave versus his nephew, and we picked 5 songs each to see who could get the other one to like their other person's bands the most. My nephew kicked my ass. He was bringing out some brilliant bands. I was throwing him all new metal stuff, thinking I was going to get him, but no, he knew all of my stuff, and he brought me things like Avatar and some Viking metal and all sorts of stuff. So I really like the band. They are definitely a band I like. They work brilliantly on music videos. They've got such a high production level on music videos, and that's probably my preferred way of checking them out, because they do so much work in the storytelling in the music videos, so it kind of brings the whole package together. Whereas with the album, you've got a little bit of work, but we've talked on loads of videos about how the video element can add so much value. They do it so well. Every one of their videos tells the story, and you don't even need to have the lyrics, and you understand what the song's about.
Yeah, do you know Andy said the image, the singer, looks like Alice Cooper? You're right, and I wonder if that's why I've just ignored this band, just through pure snobbery, thinking, oh, well, they support Iron Maiden and Slipknot, it's not for me. They sell records, which puts you off, doesn't it, if you're a metal.
Is it a gimmick?
Exactly. But the thing is, if you like bands like Faith No More, Mr. Bungle, you would really enjoy this. The energy on this album is superb, isn't it? Even though there's a real darkness to it. When we say dark, we mean sinister darkness, don't we? Macabre. It's like, are they being serious? And then what have they just done there? Like the Beach Boys vocal harmony. And then you've got this really crushing guitar distortion. And I love the audio mix and production on this record. They've really captured the muscle of every instrument in this, haven't they? Not one of them dominates. I don't know what the budget is for this album, but this is top quality audio engineering.
Yeah, the vocals were a highlight for me. I mean, you mentioned, Dave, the range that the guy does, and I was going to say, are there some backing vocals in there from other members of the band? But from what you said, he covers it all, and there's such a different, such a range of styles and approaches he takes to the lyrics that he sings. But yeah, really good. Enjoyed it.
Yeah, even the songs that don't work, you almost still respect them because they're just trying so many different things. Even the ones, like, I know you liked it, The Dirt I'm Buried In. Hazmat Suit, I thought was a bit too callow, but even those songs you can almost appreciate because they've got so many fertile ideas. It's not always going to be successful. It's not as if they were just writing fillers. They've just, I think, not quite hit the mark because they're being too ambitious in merging incongruent genres of music, but they deserve praise for that.
They do. I mean, if you take 11 tracks on the album, and let's say I picked 7 that I really liked, the 4 that I didn't like, other people will like on the album, and also just because I didn't like them as much as the others, it's not because they're bad songs. It was just that there was better ones on the album, in my opinion. But those 4 would probably be highlight songs if they were released by someone else on their albums. It's just they play at such an interestingly high level that they do so many styles that the good thing is they appease a lot of people. So death metal fans will find stuff on that album they really like. Groove metal guys, new metal guys, people that are in Faith No More fans. There are enough people that will like something off this album. Whether it's the whole album or if it's 2 or 3 tracks, there's something on this album for every metaler I think out there.
Yeah.
So, right, we need to score this. As always, we score it out of the 4 categories. It's either a bin it, a trade it, a stream it, or of course our highest rating, which is a buy it. We go alphabetically, so let's throw it over to Andy first. What's your score on the door?
Well, your summary just now kind of covers it for me as well. I'm not gonna I don't like every single track, but there's enough on there for me to go in and pick the ones I like, maybe skip the ones I don't. But I will definitely stream this album.
We have a stream it from Andy. For me, it's a buy it. I kind of set my rule in of an album, one from the support the band, but if there's more than 50% on an album that I like, it's a buy it for me. And of course, Kirk, over to you. What would you do?
I'm torn on this one because I always feel if I buy it, I've come into the catalogue at too late of an entry point, to start here and buy it and then work my way back. I did enjoy, I would say, 75% of this, possibly even 80, but I'm going to go for a stream it because I've only listened to it twice and I don't know if that energy will still be there in 5 listens. But I've got high praise for this album because I've never listened to them before. Really surprised by this, but I'm going to go for a stream it.
Okay. Well, there we go. It was 2 stream its and 1 buy it, which means for the channel, it is a stream it album. Now, if you like this video, please do like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you on another video sometime very soon. Take care.